Kaine.
Well, thank you, Leader Schumer, and I'll just begin with the thanks. I really so appreciate Chairman Menendez's support, as I have endeavored for many years to get Congress to re-own Article I war-making powers. He's been such a strong supporter of it. I want to thank Senator Young, who helped make sure this vote was very bipartisan in the Foreign Relations Committee, and as soon as we voted on it, Leader Schumer committed that we'll have a vote on the floor this year, and I appreciate that as well. Chairman Menendez said it pretty well. This is a straightforward vote, a vote on repeal of the 91 and 02 Iraq AUMFs. It's a straightforward vote in a couple of ways. The wars are over. The first Gulf War and the 1991 authorization is over, and the 2002 war ended in 2011. It's been over for 10 years. Moreover, as the chairman mentioned, Iraq is now not the enemy. Iraq is now a partner in many ways, and we're working cooperatively with them to continue to defeat ISIS, to engage in economic and diplomatic efforts in the country of Iraq and in the region. And so you don't keep a war authorization against a partner. You don't do that. But there's also a couple of bigger issues at stake that I'll briefly mention. One, if you leave a war authorization on the books when its purpose is expired, I call it a zombie authorization. And it is legal authority out there for a president to grab and use to justify military action and bypass Congress. So you have to, Congress has to be in the business of taking our Article I power seriously. And when the need for an authorization is over, we need to retire it so that it's not used by a future president to bypass Congress. And that's the last point I'll make. I told my colleagues during lunch I came to the Senate in 2013 with 100 interests and 10 passions and 1 obsession. And the obsession was, I don't think we should be at war without congressional involvement. I don't think we should easily allow presidents to wage war without coming to Congress. It's directly contrary to Article I powers. It's directly contrary to the intent of how we put our Constitution together. Unlike other nations, the United States is supposed to be a place where the initiation of war was not for the executive but was for the legislature. To me, this step, although it is straightforward in the way Chairman Menendez described it, is also about Congress deciding, finally, to begin to retake Article I powers back. And my final thanks is to President Biden. Most presidents want to have very expansive views of Article II powers, and they're a little bit threatened by Article I powers. Joe Biden was the chair of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. He wants to inhabit every square centimeter of the Article II powers of the executive, but he's not at all threatened with the idea of a Congress fully inhabiting their Article I powers. In fact, he thinks it's a good idea for Congress to be fully invested in Article I powers with respect to war-making issues. And his support for this and his administration's statement that repealing these 91 and 02 authorizations will have no effect on American military operations is one of the factors that I think that has enabled us to put together a bipartisan coalition. Thank you.
Senator Kelly.